checking everything, making sure everything's good. And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, skewers, wherever you are out there in TV land. Welcome to another RSG Lunch Hour. I am your host with the most, Ranger J 1999, part of the RSG crew, and we are here to do what we do every day from 12 to whenever we get done, and that is host the lunch stream. This is just something fun for you to listen to and some entertainment wherever you are in your work day, whether you're just getting started, eating your lunch, getting ready to go home. It doesn't matter. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks. We're here to have fun and talk shop about our game, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and that's what we do. Joining me today, of course, is the troll extraordinaire, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman.
Hi.
And we also have our special guest. We were doing his roster review today. We have Fat Tony 99 with us. Hey!
Hello there.
Hello there. And skewers, if you're out there, say hello. We like to go through and shout out all the names of everybody there. A couple other housekeeping things. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Putting out a lot of great content. Today we will be doing this, and then I'll be doing Battlefront later on. Leading into Operation Metaverse. So we got that with our good friends Goodall Maurice and T Money over on their channel. So make sure you check all that stuff out, and as well as our Battlefront 2 stream. We've got Vader's Cup of Plenty in there. Make sure if you want to donate, you can do that with a super chat. Fills it up. If you're on Twitch and you're subscribed on Twitch, you can put bits. That fills Vader's Cup of Plenty. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. We have our Patreon, which we'll talk about later. We've got our Tiltify campaign. Finn, anything you want to say about the Tiltify campaign going on right now? And Finn's dead. I perfectly segued for Finn, and the little mongoloid just left me hanging there. So I will do it. So if you would be interested, we are raising money for the American Cancer Society. Feel free to go to the Tiltify link below. We've raised nearly $4,000 so far, so we're just under a third of the way to our goal of $17,500, which will lead to us doing the half marathon and 5K run as we fight with our theme this year, childhood cancer. It just was Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, so if you would like to support that, please go to our Tiltify donate. We just got the wristbands on there, so if you'd like to get a wristband, please go purchase one right now. They're on the Tiltify, and yeah, so there we go. So that being said, let us get into what we'll be doing today. We'll be doing a roster review for our good friend Fat Tony. Hey! We're going to do mod depression here in a moment, and then we will answer your questions. So if you would like, please put your questions into the chat. Make sure you put question for your statement, and either myself or Dr. Finn, if he ever decides to participate in the stream again, we'll scoop those up. One way or the other, we will get to your questions. I think we're ready to begin. Let's see who's all out there. Let's see who we've got. It's so exciting. Revenator, he's here. Yuta says, hello everyone, hope all is well, very busy at work today. Well, just sit back and relax, do your work, Yuta, we'll got you covered, brother. Chewy says, countdown. Well, I mean, yeah. Beers Aegon says, hello. Mike A, Mouse Mike says, good morning. Rooster says, hookers and blow for you, and you, and you, and you. Well, I'd like to get him first. I had just, Makwa says,
that would be the craziest Oprah show ever.
I mean, not really. It'd be my favorite one of all time. Makwa says, hello, hello,
I'll
hello.
get hookers and blow.
You get hookers and blow, and you get hookers and blow. Jedi Training Bogus. JTB says, what's up, skewers? Darth Brave says, hello, all. Hello, Darth Braves. Foreigner says, hello there. Spiderface 101 says, hello. Hello there. Dr. Feelgood's here. He's the one that makes you feel all right. Says, hi, everyone. Matthew 1908 says, good evening, fellas. Well, good evening to you, my friend. Dan the Man says, hello, peeps. Hey, Dan. Darth Vader 87 says, hello. Danilo Papaya says, hello there. I have the higher ground. Well, that just ruins the entire stream, Danilo, so stop that. Who question mark times 3 says, hi, skewers. Fedichico says, morning to you, my friend. Ouchie girl, ouchie dumplings here says, help, it's only noon and I have 30% phone battery after playing Call of Duty Mobile all morning. Well, ouchie.
You should play Borderlands 3 instead. There's your solution.
Plug in your phone. You can watch the stream.
Nope. Borderlands 3. She's probably out and about. That's
oh, well, I mean, I can't help you with that, but I mean, if you're at the his,
your laptop should have battery. Play Borderlands 3.
Yeah, just plug it in, so there you go. David Rodriguez says, hello, Ranger. Well, hey, Dave. Let's see here. Jason Krulik says, hello and good morning. Hello, Jason. Matt Bailey says, gracious good morning, gentlemen, like he always does with his normal greeting. Who else we got in here? Scorp30 says, hey, Ranger, great stream last night. Thanks for the help. You're more than welcome, and thank you for the kind words. Chew says, good noon, RSG crew. He says, good noon, RSG new. Chewy, I think, is suffering from dyslexia all of a sudden.
No, he says crew.
No, it says good noon RSG. Oh, is that
crew with the K?
Oh, good lord.
Hold on, I have a phone call.
Okay. Thank you, Chewy. Ronan Zai says, hookers, yes indeed. The lovely Mas Kanata is here with a happy wave. Let's see. Chewy just said he's going to download Call of Duty Mobile. She says, no, I'm home, but I don't run out of ammo every 10 shots like I do in Borderlands. Well, I'll have to just plug the damn phone in at a phone jack, and then you can just keep playing. Just don't just let the 30%, just plug it in. Come on, girl. You know what's going on. Science. Stank Ace here. He says, good morning, Ranger and chat. Black Mamba's here. Says, yo, yo, yo. Hey, everyone. Hey, Black Mamba. Ray Rock says, greetings and salutations, gamers and skiers. Glad to have you here. Ray Rock, representing the Michigan State Spartans. Okay. Let's see. Everything else is good. It is good. Saw that it was good, and it was good. All right. Let's just not dick around. Let's just get into mod depression. It's that time of the show, guys, if you're new, or if you guys know what it is, where I try to, like an idiot, try to get better mods. Hey, Night War, I see you there, brother. Prometheus says, howdy ho, skewers. Hey, Prometheus. But this is part of the show where I try and go get some kind of good mods, and it always leads to depression. So let's just do the depression. I mean, it's why we're here. Let's not dick around. Let's just go for it. Let's find the mods. Let's just roll it once, and then we can move on to bigger and better things like Fat Tony 99. Hey, you're gonna do his mod review or roster review. You're gonna do something. Hey, what do I need? Oh, I'm still short on materials. Well, let me see if I can get some. I think I can spend some crystals for the skewers today. I'll do that. Let's get some crystals. I'm gonna spend some crystals here today for the skewers. Let's do that. Let's see if we get enough to do it. We did get enough to do it. So we are going to go for this mod. I'm almost positive that this never works out for me. So if you're new and wondering what's about to happen, it's about to be depression. So here we go. Na 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 be the mod. Na 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 na. We hit protection. Depression. Once again, we have gone into the fray to fight the good fight, and once again we are denied our just rewards. But don't have to worry, I have another mod that did not hit speed, that's green, that will probably not hit either. So we have much more depression on the way, folks. Don't worry, I'll be doing this all year long. So there's that to look forward to. So, all right, that's enough of that nonsense. Fat Tony, are you there, my friend?
Yep.
All right, we're going to do your mod. Well, if I can pull it up, let me get everything squared away here. So let's pull up your profile, and I'm going to read what you wrote for us to look at, and then you can tell me if anything's changed or anything's different, and then we will get from there. Does that sound like a plan, my friend?
Yep, sounds like.
Okay. You're a man of too many words there, Fat Tony. Quit talking so much.
I get told that a lot.
I know. It's like, hey, Tony, how's it going? Yeah. Okay. That's a good talk. You would think, though, someone that's, not saying a lot here, he sure wrote the Gettysburg Address for what he wants. He says, hi, Ranger. I think you're the greatest person ever. Finn sucks really bad. I don't know why you don't kill him. No, he didn't write that. I just added that.
That's science, though.
Yeah,
they might not have written, but that's science.
I ad-libbed that, Finn.
You ad-libbed science. So
I did.
That was science.
That was pretty amazing. It says, I'm mainly focused on TV, so I'd like some advice to round up my teams there and what else needs upgrading. Need help with figuring out fleets to run and who needs to be worked on for TV ships. As it is right now, I lose Soldier and Sunfac in the Geo ship battles before I get a turn because I always get Negotiator. More frustrating thing in game. Need advice for which teams are placed on defense in GSC. Just moved up to Division 2. Hit Kyber in last 2 GSC while in Division 3. My current TB teams are... Okay, we'll go through those. Okay. Well, I'm not going to read all this, but we'll go through and look under here. Looking to get my Negotiator up and running because we'll have unlocked next TB. Anakin is currently next on the list to Gear 13 after finish Sunfac. Probably take Anakin to Relic 7. Any other Relics or Zetas I should do immediately. I have 2 Zetas currently in the bank ready to go. Also, I need a Darth Revan Mallet counter for TW and GA. Was thinking Padme potentially, and if you guys see any mods that stand out as being wrong on the character. Alright, so not a lot there requested. So let's look at everything. So you're doing well in Arena. What's your GP right now? 3.8. Doing well in Fleet. So there's no problems there. We can just go right into what we're doing. So GOTB, you're basically screwed if you get a Negotiator, Tony. I don't know what to tell you. I get destroyed all the time, so I don't know what to tell you about that. It's brutal. Mine are Gear 12 characters in mod and everything in there, and I mean, if I get Negotiator comes in, I'm like, okay, I'm toast. The only time I don't get toast is when I have Houndstooth in there, but other than that,
the only time I don't get toast is when I order a bagel instead.
Fat Tony, I'm gonna let you respond to that idiocy that was just spotted by the Finn. If you would like to punch him in the face, feel free to do so now. So, all right. So, just a quick look at your characters. Look pretty solid. Let's start going through your teams. I'm going to go through here. We'll talk about GOTB. We'll talk about GAC and things of that nature. So, let's start with your bounty hunters. Work our way down. Bounty hunters look solid. Your boss has got the 2 Zetas, 275 speed. Nothing wrong with that. Need to work on your Django. Because 275 boss speed, you know what would happen if I saw that, Tony. You're getting troopered. And you will die, my friend. So we need to work on Django. Keep farming him. And let's get him into the fray. The other bounty hunters are fine. Speed on boss is totally fine, too. So nothing wrong there. And you see me use bounty hunters on GAC. I usually put them in the front, force them to use like a CLS, something of that nature. So that's one defensive team for you. Let's look at your clone troopers. So if we made any progress on them, no, we'll just move on. Nothing to see here. Eventually, we will work on the clone troopers, but not now. First order looks great. Even has a relic one on Kylo Ren. All the other characters are solid. Yeah, it works for me. Eventually, take Kylo Ren masked up to gear, kind of get him into the mix, but I don't think you're fine with your relic on Kylo Ren unmasked. I mean, you could run this team in the front line for GAC defense. You could put him in the back, be more effective, I think, with this team since you're not running the other Kylo as a like, hey, relic one Kylo Ren unmasked in the back line. Crap, that's not good. Let's look at your GR. You did mention Anakin, so let's kind of break it down. So we got some work to do here on the GR. Before I tell you to do anything with GR, we'll look at your Separatists. I'm going to go to them next and see where we stand. I mean, the characters are there. We need to get Padme, obviously, to Gear 12, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to need the Zetas on Kenobi, Anakin, and Ahsoka. I would say next Zeta for Anakin. The order I went after Padme was Anakin, Kenobi, and Ahsoka. Anakin because you get the call and assist with Padme and all that good wholesomeness. General Kenobi because his taunt really makes that team a pain in the ass. And then Ahsoka. We need some work. We needed to work on R2-D2. We need to get number crunch. 3PO is only Gear 8. So we got some work to do on 3PO as well. So your GR is going to be offense. It's not good enough for defense. So this is something you can use. Typically GR can clean out a lot of stuff, pretty much everything, but yours not quite at that level, so you save this for offense and put this on defense. I put mine on defense, but yours are not at the level where they can be put on defense.
Okay. I was thinking of making it my Darth Revan counter as well, like building it into that eventually.
Yeah, you can, but you still have to get the gear and the Zetas on the team to make
Yeah,
that
yeah,
happen. And then
obviously.
it's just all health Padme, around 220 speed, and then offense, mods for Anakin and Ahsoka, defense for Kenobi. It's pretty straightforward what you mod them with.
Okay.
And just make sure the turnover's right. You want Padme kind of going last, so that all that stuff happens and you're like, okay, flip the script and then rock and roll. Let's see here. Let's go to Separatists and see where we're at with them before we start doing anything with Geo. So, I'm sorry, with Galactic Republic. So, Grievous, GBA, Spies, yeah, you're fine. I mean, honestly, you're really fine. There's really nothing much more you really need to do other than some gearing on the droids. Yeah, I think you're totally fine here. Just work on your Django, but you can start working on your GR, looking at where your Separatists are. Now, you can use Grievous as a Darth Revan killer because yours is Relic 7. You can use your Geos on offense too, or you can use them on defense. I use my Grievous in the back line and Geos in the back line as a, well, welcome to my world kind of scenario. It's worked really well. You've seen how effective I've been in GAC with that defense because, I force people with the Night Sisters, with my Bounty Hunters and other teams I put up front to force them to use a lot of good teams so when they get to the back and they see Grievous, the Geos, Kira prepared stall team, that they don't have enough to take it out, even if they went full offense. So, something to consider. You can use them on offense or defense. It's up to you, but these kind of give you some flexibility. But your subjects look great, so I think looking at this, we can start working on your GR.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Let's go back up top and look at your troopers. They're getting there. They're not ready yet, so we'll just move on.
They're not ready.
Yeah, they're not ready. Jedi, I'm sure, are going to be fine. They are fine. Look at all those Jedi. Good to go. So the Jedi Revan will be a team. I always use Jedi Knight Revan for offense. You can use them to kill Revan. You can use them to kill Grievous. You can go with Basilisk against Grievous. You see me use that team. It's really, really effective. So depending on what they put on defense, but yeah, you can use Jedi Knight Revan is a very solid offensive team that helps you counter a lot of stuff. Night Sisters, yours are relicked like mad. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I love Night Sisters.
Yeah. So you could put this team up front, force them to have to use like a really, 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 really good team on defense. I love Night Sisters on defense. You can use them for offense if you prefer. I don't have any issues with that, just like Geos or Grievous, but I love Night Sisters on defense, and especially since you have Daka Relic, she's just, especially with your Spirit being Relic 5, you're going to drive somebody completely batty. It can be countered, but it's not easy, and if you can force them to use Treya or a team like that on your Night Sisters, and you've got Grievous and the Geos in the back line, they can't use Treya for all, can't use Treya but for one team, so you're going to force somebody to make that decision, and I think that'd be a good way to go. Because remember, with Division 2, we got to put 8 teams down on defense.
Yeah.
Old Republic, this is a defensive team. You can use these for offense, but let's get a little gear on Jahani, get her to like 10, 11. But this is a good team on defense. It can be countered, but again, I want them to waste teams on this. So, a really good Karth team, you can use First Order against Karth and, Palpatine. But again, I'm forcing those counters. I usually put Old Republic up front to be used so that when they get to my back line again, we're forcing the issue with the team. So this is another defensive squad for you.
Okay.
Your Rebels are offense. They're always offense. You've got relics on Chewbacca and Han Solo. You can basically just run Silas, Han, and Chewie. Just do what you do, man. Oh, Lord. They're going to just destroy any team you pretty much put. That's ridiculous. Resistance, again, another offensive team. We need number crunch on R2. 3PO needs some work. We talked about this, but you've got BB-8 and JTR. Scav race fine, but we definitely need to get a number crunch on R2. That's pretty important. And then some love for 3PO and Finn. The other ones, again, eventually you could work on Holdo. I use her as my tank. Works out pretty well, but it's what you want to do. I definitely would work on Finn. not just for GAC, but for like Phase 1 Heroic Sith. He's really good under JTR. Let's check your scoundrels. Your scoundrels look fantastic. Emphasis 12 with the Zeta, good enough. You can use Emphasis on your bounty hunter team. I wouldn't recommend that until you get your Jango Fett up, so she gets the extra speed, so she can do your AoE days and basically make life hell for the other team. For now, I would keep her because you're going to still run into some people, even in Division 2, that are going to be running Ewoks, things of that nature, and that's free points for you. So that's I keep it, and that's for offense. You don't really have anything else ready. Eventually, you could go for the Kira Prepared team or Kira Stall team, but their characters are just not there yet. So, but the other ones we already looked at, your bounty hunters and stuff like that, so you're good there. Look at your Sith. Sith are ridiculous. Yeah, Palpatine. Eventually, you need to get him some love to gear. You need to get him to like gear 11. You can put the Z on him. Get Vader. Vader, Palpatine, Thrawn is a great team to use against Karth and some other teams. You know the Sith Triumphant. You can use them against Geos. You can use them against Night Sisters. If you get your GR team squared away, you can have that for offense as well. Where you can use that for, say, use them against your Night Sisters because GR will crush Night Sisters, and you can save Trey for, say, like the Geos, things of that nature. But you've got the Zetas on Sion and Traya, good to go. Everything else is 12. Let's work on getting Palpatine geared up a little bit. Give him his Zeta. And then, yeah, Sith Empire looks great too. So, looking pretty damn good. Relic 7 Malik, that's stupid. That's really stupid.
Yeah,
I don't really
cheeky.
foresee you having any problems in GAC. Tony, I think you're good, man. I mean, if you really want to, you can put Darth Revan down on defense.
Yeah, that's what I normally do.
And if I'm looking at that, I'm just like, I give up. You could work on your Sith Marauder to replace Trooper on that team. Since your Malik is so stupid, you could do more offense. I still love Marauder on my team. Even on defense, I don't drop that much in Arena. So yeah, this is really good. So let's start working on our GR, start getting the Zetas and stuff. You can start farming. I mentioned some of the other characters you need to worry about, like R2 Zeta, Number Crunch, and some other things. We can start working on the clone troopers as well. We can start working on gearing them squared away. We got to get Jango Fett farmed and him into your bounty hunter lineup. I think that's going to be a tremendous benefit for you for your GAC. So, woo! A lot of good stuff here. Anything else you want to offer, Finn, about the roster?
No, I mean, I was looking over at his mods and everything are fine too.
I didn't say anything about mods. I said just his character.
Well, his mods is part of his. Well, you said roster, so I was looking at his mods.
Well, let's just go to mods. You know, we have transitions for a reason, Finn. So, all right, Fat Tony, we're going to your mods because that's what Finn wants to look at. Because
there we go. We transition. See, professional.
Oh god. Just talk about mods like a normal person, man. What are we seeing? I'm seeing a lack of. What are we seeing?
No, there's no real issues here. You have a good amount of speed secondaries. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any that are really at the point where they need to be sliced.
Nope.
So it looks like you're slicing your tier 1 mods, moving them up if they're good. Otherwise, you're just kind of hanging on to some of these like 10 speeds and stuff just to have them, which is fine. So I'm not seeing any issues with your mods. They're on the right characters. Yeah, I think maybe you have a little too much speed on Han Solo, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you don't need speed on Han Solo, but you are running the correct set on him. So, but he's relic now. You may want to think about offense on him now that he's relicked 3. You could probably start putting offensive sets on him with like a crit chance or something. But because his crit chance starts going up exponentially and stuff. So that's a minor adjustment, but. I'm not seeing anything either that I saw when I looked at this Finn. So, Danil Papai says Finn is a mod pervert. I don't even know what that means.
That means I look at your mods while you're sleeping.
Oh my god. I don't know how you feel about that, Fat Tony.
Sleeping.
No. I just Okay. All right, Fat Tony.
Hi,
Enough of that
Fat
creepy
Tony.
mommy. What questions do you have? This is your time to pick the brain of the idiots.
So more TB questions regarding the teams that I listed.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to round out the teams more, make them a little bit more balanced. Mainly for day 4. Like my Treya team is only getting a single wave done in day 4, but
Until
my
they're all
Night
gear
Sisters
13,
are...
that's not happening.
Okay.
Phase 4 is just, they have to be highly relicked. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, I mean, even top end guilds are still struggling to try to get to 33, trying to get relics on those characters, and it's still a pain in the ass. So, that's kind of what you have to look forward to. You know, just try to do the best you can. But until you get all your characters relicked and high relicked, there's just no chance in phase 4. Especially, like, you can win the first. I've even gone to the third fight a lot here recently, and I get destroyed. Like, as soon as I win the first one, I win the second one, I get the third one, I'm like, and I'm dead. I didn't even get a turn. I didn't get a chance to go. I had turn meter. It doesn't matter. They one-shot me every single time. And that's even, like, my Darth Revan team. If I've tested it before, like, my Darth Revan team's relic and everything, and I'm just like, good God and gravy. That's ridiculous. You know, especially if you get the wrong lineup where they're just throwing AoEs out. You're like, okay, one AoE, I'm dead. Fantastic. That just sucks. So until all your characters are relics, I mean, that's where you're having to look at. I mean, even the top guilds are struggling with that.
Okay. Is there like an optimal 4th and 5th for the Treya team?
So when I run Treya, I typically go. So for the teams I run, like say just a typical standard day, I keep Night Sisters together, right? And I run. I usually run Talzin lead because they can be revived and stuff. Asajj just doesn't work because it resets her every time, so you're not really getting any benefit from that.
My Night Sisters are fine. They went 4 for 4 on day 4.
Yeah, so Night Sisters, I typically. And then you're going to do, like, you know, you've got your geos, things of that nature you're going to use. But then you can go, like, if you haven't given it to platoons, Revan, Malik, things that... It depends on what you give up for platoons, too. Because then you kind of mishmash. Like, if I have to give up my Darth Revan and Malik, I'll put, like, my Fallen Bastila on my Treya team. If not, then I'll go with the standard Treya team where it'll be, like, Treya, Scion, Nihilus. I'll go Sith Trooper. I'll actually pull Marauder on that team sometimes. It just depends on what I've got left after platoons, because I usually give up my stuff for platoons. So I'll mix and match. You can put Thrawn in there. Thrawn and Treya is really, really good. And I've had some success with that, with him on there, but you can put Thrawn anywhere. Sometimes I put Palpatine on there, but phase 4, Palpatine's worthless. So it's like, what no. But yeah, you can put Trooper on there. He's going to die, but you don't really care. You're just trying to get your other team ramped up, or you got your Nihilus ramped up and your Scion ramped up, so you can get into the next phases and try to do something with. But yeah, Trooper usually is cannon fodder in phase 4. So yeah, it's all about keeping the Triumvirate alive. You can use Sith Assassin if you got her high enough to where she's just giving that turn meter over, but she's so squishy. Good lord, one AoE and she's toast. And then, you know, you run your Sith Empire team. That's always a good team. On top of, you know, you're going to be running your Grievous team. You're going to be running the droids, and you need to work on some of your droids to be more effective for phase 4. So yeah.
Okay.
Next question.
I think you've covered pretty much everything.
Okay. You sure?
The tunes for Negotiator. Because next territory battle, my guild will be unlocking Negotiator. I've been, I kind of want to start using it in Arena if possible, but I know it definitely needs some work.
Well,
so I'm trying to figure out the minimum to make it Arena worthy.
Minimum. Well, your Kenobi's already gear 12, so that's a plus, right? Problem is negotiator at 5 stars, and I've been running into these in arena shards. A couple things I'm seeing. One, negotiator, you have one at 5 star, you have one less reinforcement slot. The other thing is a lot of people are running their Galactic Republic tunes with like crap. Like the ships are not done or the characters are not done, and they think just because they've got Kenobi that they can go in there. I mean, everything's got to be max gear 12, a minimum gear 11, and the ships have to be 7 stars. But you have to recognize you're going to have shortcomings still against. I don't think negotiators are going to be effective until 7 stars, honestly. The people that are running 5-star negotiators are getting crushed in my arena, and they've gone back to the Falcon lineup.
Yeah, we have one guy in my shard that just swapped the negotiator after this recent TB, and he's got like all his pilots gear 13 and some relics and stuff, and he's actually the hardest fleet to beat now.
Yeah, there's a kill order. Usually it depends on who they've got in their starting lineup. If I see Anakin in there, I'm going to burn Anakin's ass down, and then it's pretty much like a standard team. Galactic Republic. I'm not worried about any of the other ships. The big ship you have to worry about is Anakin. Anakin will toast your ass if you leave him sitting there. So I mean, Falcon being able to dispel the taunt is really good, and then you just keep focusing on Anakin. Be careful of the buff that's on there because he'll just give him protection. He won't die. But you get into where he's ready to be destroyed, and then work on the other ships, and then it's new, so you have to kind of figure that stuff out. If you have 5-star negotiator folks, make sure your ships are good. That's the only way you'll be effective. If you're not running high level ships in there, you're going to get crushed. You know, you can do okay, but if you have not invested in Anakin ship, if you've not invested in any of the GR ships, and you don't have the pilots squared away, it's an ineffective lineup, and I'm seeing that a lot. So yeah, that's the problem that I've been seeing. So I mean, you can do it. I mean, with Houndstooth in there, you can protect Anakin, and as long as you can keep, you know, those two rocking and rolling, then you'll be fine. Okay. But I mean, the negotiators I've been facing, there's always an issue with them, and it's like you're just begging for a beating. It's just, I'm like, you didn't really think this out, did you? I mean, one person was trying to run negotiator without Houndstooth. I was like, okay, I get it. Your characters and ships aren't ready, but I get it. But thanks for the free victory, you know, that kind of thing. So, I mean, this is stuff you have to think about. And if you lose your Anakin, it's pretty much the done deal. The other ships just do not do enough significant damage. But if Anakin gets loose, you're in trouble. And that's the thing, is when you're on offense, your Anakin is the key, because he's ridiculous. That ship is really nasty, man. Right? Any other questions?
Just any other relics or the immediate Zetas I should put on characters?
R2. I know R2. Yeah. You need Number
R2.
Crunch.
Okay.
There were some other ones that I mentioned. You go back, off the top of my head, but you know, things that I saw. You know, I mentioned characters that need gear, farming, and then Zetas. Number Crunch is pretty important.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
Nope. I think I'm good.
All right. Well, Fat Tony, thank you for letting us look at your stuff. I know you've been a long-time supporter of the show, and I really appreciate that as well. You want to shout out your guild?
Dragons of Dune Sea. We're about 170 mil, I believe, getting 21 stars in GOTB right now.
Very nice.
So doing all right.
Not too shabby there. Let me tell you what, that's pretty darn good. Did Dr. Finn go away? Is he on that phone call still?
No, I'm here.
Oh, well, you've been so quiet. Thanks for participating.
There hasn't been anything to say.
Oh, well, fine, Finn.
Hi. Do you like bagels, Fat Tony?
Okay, stop.
I do like bagels.
Okay.
What kind of bagels?
I like cheese bagels with cream cheese on top.
Oh, like those Asiago ones? Like this, like crusted on side. Oh, okay. You have good taste, sir. Okay, I'm done with my roster review of Fat Tony.
Can we stay focused, or do you want to talk about food, Finn?
Oh, we can talk about food?
I know, it's not what I said. Finn, why don't you tell the folks out there how they can get a roster review?
Sure. Head on to the RSG Discord. The link is in the description below. You will message me, Finity, saying that you want a roster review. Please include your GG page or your ally code. If you don't have a GG page, we definitely recommend that you get one because it's a very useful resource to have. Then I will message you that you are in the queue. If I don't respond to you within 24 hours, just message me again just to make sure that I added you to the queue. And then when it's your time, I will message you that your roster review is coming up. We'll schedule a particular lunch stream. And then based on that, we'll go over all the stuff that you want us to review and the specific date, time, all that kind of fun stuff. If you are a green patron or higher, make sure you include that in your description or in your message to me that you are a green patron or higher, so I can schedule you through our VIP line. And thank you guys for supporting us financially, like you do. And we will schedule you at the earliest time available, and we'll figure all that out as well.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Now, we also do mini roster reviews. I did a session yesterday, so if you guys haven't checked that out, please do. If you are a Patreon, you know the deal. You get first crack. Anybody that donates gets second crack, and then look at anybody's stuff. And I'll be doing another session Thursday as well. So if you'd like to become Patreon and get first crack at me looking at your stuff, mini roster reviews is just where we go in real quick, look at your stuff, answer your questions that are immediate to your account at the moment, and people really like it, and we will continue doing so. Haven't been doing as many because we've been busy with the ACS campaign and stuff, but so, you get a lot of benefits for being a Patreon and stuff like that, so check it out. And if you are really struggling with mods in your account and you need some help, check out Ranger J 1999 modding services. I charge $15 for every 500k total GP. That works out to roughly 30 million GP per million. I work on the cheap, and I will make sure to get everything squared away. I'll get your mods organized. I'll get them set up, your team set up, and for $20 extra, you can just hang out with me on Zoom, and we'll explain things. I'll go over your roster, but I will take what you've got and make it the best I can, and I guarantee you'll be much better off than you were before I got in there. So check it out. Just message me, Ranger J 1999, and I will get you taken care of. So with that, Finn, are you able to do the questions?
Yeah, I can grab them here.
Okay, let me get some stuff going on the screen, and let's get to some questions. And Fat Tony 99 is hanging out with us still, so if you have any thoughts, Fat Tony 99, you just speak up, buddy.
Will do, but
okay.
I probably got to head out back to work.
You have to go back to work. Well, yeah,
Yep.
Don't get in trouble. Yeah, don't get fired or anything. I feel really bad. So there you go. All right.
Roster reviews, getting people in trouble since 2017.
Well, I mean, that's what we do, Finn. So what team should I run in GW?
I'm distracted now. Rayrock, I like the French toast bagel from Panera. Those are really good too. You don't even need cream cheese. I mean, just straight up French toast bagel. Those things are really good from Panera. Just saying.
I don't like you.
Well, it's a discussion happening in chat. Initiated by me, but it's still happening in chat.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. First question from Chewy. And his question is, what key tunes would you push to Gear 13? Speed characters to Gear 13 and those that are for relics.
Yeah.
Right? So attackers primarily, some tanks, and there's a few other ones maybe that you could focus on, like a Daka or a healer or something like that. Hi, Black Mamba. So it's those kind of characters that you're looking at. So speed up to Gear 13, and then the other one to take to Gear 13 are those that you're going to relic, and those that you're going to relic are going to be later on.
Dr. Gonzo Wallbanger just cheered us a little bit, so we got some bits flying into Vader's cup of punch.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzo. All right. So let's see. Next one is from who? ? It says, I am close on farming my bounty hunter ships to get Hans Falcon unlocked at 5-star. Would a 5-star unlock be worth a $10 to $20 investment? Is it a good ship? Yes. Is it worth it? I do not know your financial situation. Right, it's a good ship. It's definitely still going to be a meta ship. It might even still land itself on the Negotiator because the Negotiator is still using Houndstooth. That's kind of the best lineup.
Oh,
so, I mean, Millennium Falcon may find its way onto that, but it's still going to be a dominant ship. But as it pertains to whether or not it's worth it, I will leave that to you in terms of your financial capabilities. But is it a good ship? Yes. It is still one of the best ships in the game.
Yes, it is.
Chewy, question.
Hold on, my Watt is not. He's unlocked, but he's not geared, so he's not going in there.
Your what?
He wants me to use Watt on the first order, and it's not geared yet, so no.
You're not answering it. Use what?
Finn, I will kick you in the balls live on the air. I'm not in the mood. I'm about to go run another 5 miles. Don't make me angry, Finn.
But okay. All right. Next
like
question.
It if I was angry.
Poor McFadden says hi. All right. Chewy says, question, how did you feel about the State of the Galaxy post?
I mean, I was kind of like...
I'm a little disappointed that the
nah.
light side GOTB is delayed until November.
Well, I said end of October, so I'm not...
I thought it was going to be October also.
No, I said end of October, so basically beginning of November. So, that's where I've been predicting.
I thought it was going to be earlier in October.
As soon as I saw all those legendaries, Finn, I'm like, yep, definitely end of October. But yeah, it's November, so I'm not disappointed. But I read it and I was like, okay. Some information, but nothing. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this is still carryover from when Carrie was there, right? So there's a particular cadence. I hope that as Mr. Dickinson ends up having more control over the releases and stuff, that we get content at a faster rate. And by content, I mean actual playable content. I don't mean relics, and I don't mean new levels of mods. Those should tie in with new... I don't even care if it's a reskin of TB and you create a new map for us to play with higher difficulty. That's content. So I hope that they tie those in a little bit more and it comes more frequently than it is right now, because that's honestly the biggest issue with the game. So,
well, we talk about content, but I was bringing this up yesterday, is that there's no content for us, new content, but man, there's a lot of legendary content for players coming up. Holy balls.
But that's repeat content, right? And we don't even get to play it.
It's not repeat content for them.
No, it is. It's still been in the game for a long time.
I know, but they've never had a
content.
Chance
it's not new content.
No, well, yeah, but I mean, it's new to them. It's not, just because we've seen it and
it's not necessarily new to them either. It's just that it's content that they haven't accomplished yet, which we have a lot of. I mean, technically, Darkside TB is the same way for us at this point, right? GOTB is not new content. It's content. It's occupying us, which is great. But what really makes the game continue to go is new content, something different that players can continue to play. If we can go back and play all the legendaries and stuff, that's fine. But that's only there for like a few weeks at a time. We're on a month that's kind of weird that we have so many of them. But this isn't regular. And in some ways, it might even set expectations poorly for new players that suddenly feel like we're going to have 8 legendaries in a month. I mean, if we had the opportunity to actually play more things, that is what we need. And I'll put it this way, right? World of Warcraft, if you started World of Warcraft, like in the second expansion, Molten Core isn't new content. Molten Core is just the content that you're currently leveled for, right? But there's still going to be Blackwing Lair, and then there's going to be, Anchorage and all the other ones that were there. And I'm forgetting all the names because it's been a while since I played. But it's new content just because they're new players, but it's not new content in the game. And so they can't just rely on this and be like, oh, well, new players are coming into the game. They haven't done heroic AAT, so that's going to be considered new
newer
content.
that doesn't exist at the moment needs to be coming into the game. But,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of content. I'm not saying there isn't content. There's a lot of legendaries. There's a lot of the journeys now.
The Lich King now that you mentioned World of Warcraft.
I know. But I mean, there is a lot of content. I'm not saying there isn't content. There just isn't
Still
new content coming at a very fast
cinematic
rate.
for a game ever. Oh God, the Lich King was so. Oh God,
was. Naxxramas.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I mean. You're right that it's not that there's a lack of content. There's a lack of new content. And by new content, I mean coming into the game the first time, not from your perspective as a player, but new content that is new to the game because of when it's released.
All right.
And we do not have a lot of that. That's coming in maybe once every 3 to 4 months. which is kind of slow unless it's very difficult and provides progression, kind of like World of Warcraft did with the bosses, right? They would put out a raid, and it would take you like a while in order to beat even one boss, and then you have another week in order to beat the next boss. And it took a while just to progress through the single raid. We don't have that kind of game mode, obviously, in this, but it would be kind of cool to do something like that. So,
all right, next question.
All right, next question is from Utah. Question: can we get Stroking the Wookiee since it's been a while from Finn?
I'm leaving that to you, man.
I don't know. Today doesn't seem like a Stroking the Wookiee kind of day.
I'm not feeling it either.
Yeah, I just don't think today's the Stroking Wookiee kind of day. I don't know. Just doesn't feel like it. I don't know. There just hasn't been anything. See, it feels more like a bagel kind of day. Ronan Zai, question. Zeta Gear 12 Rex, Shock T Gear 8, Zeta 5's Gear 12, Clone Sergeant Gear 10, and Echo Gear 11. Who is the better Grand Arena Championship defense leader, Rex or Shock T?
Rex. I just think Rex is just the best leader, period, for that team. And Shock T on that team is great, but I mean, I'm all in.
I agree.
I'm all in on the Rex train, baby.
I am too, but not with that team.
Yeah.
Like I would go. I'm using the clone team, but it's a modification. It's the Zeta Rex, Zeta 5's Echo R2 Xeris team.
You can do that.
And that
too.
team works out really well. I don't have my Shock T because I honestly don't know what her place is. I agree with you. Rex, I think, is the better lead compared to Shock T, especially if you have more clones rather than Galactic Republic.
Oh, we just got a donation from Black Mamba. He says, "For me, it's my guild, though."
Wait, what's your guild? Oh yeah, he wants the Stroking the Wookiee. Okay, fine. For Black Mamba. Here we go. Stroking the Wookiee.
Oh, crikey. We found a Wookiee being stroked off in the jungle. And now I'm going to go stick my finger up his bum.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Zombie 7469 question. I have GBA at gear 12 and the rest of the Geos at gear 11 with 3 or less of them getting up to gear 12. I will get Malik this time around. Should I hold off on Geo's gear and just pour into Malik?
It's a tough call.
Neither. Get your Malik. Wait a few weeks. Collect all the gear for it.
I'm still hoarding Zetas like a madman right now.
I mean, I don't think you're going to. So, in terms of, okay, each of them has a separate thing. It all depends on what you're trying to go for. So, if you're trying to go higher in arena, you probably want to focus a little bit on your Malik.
Yeah.
And so he will be a good. He is a good investment. Similarly, I don't necessarily think that all the Geos are a good investment to Gear 12. More important would be getting your GBA to Gear 13 with relics, so it boosts your Brute. So if you're looking to improve your Geos, that's where I would go. And the reason for that would primarily be to beat like the Watt mission in Darkside GOTB. So if you want that focus, then that's where I would go. Then otherwise, I would say save it because we likely will have at least one, probably more, new characters coming as part of the Lightside GOTB. Plus, you're going to have to focus on Galactic Republic and or 501st in order to work on some of the missions in Lightside GOTB. And depending where your guild is, you might want to focus more on that rather than the Watt missions. So it all kind of depends, right? The only one that I see as very pressing would be if it can get you an immediate impact in arena, and if you can go up into like the next category, maybe even 2 categories up, I would focus on Malik. If it doesn't, I think I would just slowly work on Malik, maybe without gear that's terribly rare, try to hoard up gear for Malik and wait until Lightside GOTV comes up, so then you can decide whether or not you want to put it on Malik or whether or not you want to put it on Galactic Republic. He does require the Chirotex, so it is gear that that is kind of rare to farm in order to get your Malik up. So
all I'm gonna say is I'm still looking at Shock T like, why, Lord? When would this be over, Lord? Help me! God. Her form
All right.
is awful.
Let's see. Next question is... Actually, I missed Black Mamba's question because it was the same one. But his question was Shock T, 3501st, and Clone Sergeant. With those 5, given either Rex or Shock T lead, do they beat Bugs? Mine are all Gear 13.
Gear 13? Ooh.
They can, but it's not...
It's not a guarantee.
Mm-mm. There's some RNG aspects to it. Can they beat it? Yeah, they can beat Geos. It just, you have to be a little bit cautious if they hit the wrong character. If you don't have the Zeta on 5s in particular, you can easily go downwind pretty quick. You will likely have a speed advantage with Rex over the Geos. So if you have a fast Rex, that changes a lot of the team too. So modding is also pretty important on that team. So it's kind of a combination of things. Can they beat it? Yes. Will they beat it? Depends on your mods, depends on your setup, those kind of things. Because I would say clones are a soft counter to Geos, not a hard counter. So you can't.
They're very soft.
God, we're not going into that again. Yeah. So let's see. Danilo Papai's question. I rolled a speed of 22 on a crit damage mod with crit chance primary.
Congrats.
Offense 61, defense 1.5, potency 1.6. Who do I give this to?
Oh, there's a long, cadgy list of characters you can use that mod for.
Anyone that needs speed.
Pretty much. There's just Lord.
Pretty much anyone that needs speed. It would be nice if it had a better primary, right? But the speed of a 22 will likely go onto a set that requires a character with speed. You may not even use it as a crit damage bonus. You might use it as a sub-in for one of those 2 pieces that don't fit in with the speed set, and you can just throw it in there. So that's what I would focus on. Just finding a speed set that makes it go with it. The crit chance primary kind of makes it a little bit weird. If you're looking for a character where that might work, one potential would be Geo Soldier. Geo Soldier can benefit from speed. He gains turn meter when he does his crits, but when you add the speed, it makes him go pretty fast. And he'll get his turns up a little bit quicker, which means he'll be able to actually do damage a little bit quicker, which does help with Darkside GeoTB as well as the Geo team in general. So Geo Soldier may be a really good one for that.
I like it.
Let's see. Next one. Prometheus question. How important is speed for Geos? Depends on which ones.
GBA, yes.
GBA, yes. Geo Soldier, kinda, right? You need him to go fast, but he goes fast with turn meter gain. So you need crit chance in order for him to be fast.
Really, the only one that I did speed on was GBA.
I would do Poggle also. Poggle with speed and potency.
What did I do with Poggle? I know I put potency on him.
I would go with a 4-piece speed set. I would go with 2-piece potency on the cross. Try to get some speed secondaries on it.
I did pretty potency on the cross.
But yeah, I mean, really all you're trying to do with it is
the big speed is GBA because you want him just getting the whole party kicked off, right? Get Brood into the mix because he'll call and assist. So, yeah.
So, something like that would be where you would want to kind of go. Let's see. Nathaniel Morgan. No, that's not it. Nathaniel Morgan question. Why does CG see engagement with relics as validation? People are forced to do relics, get blasted out of arena. That is not evidence they are good. So, okay. You're right that just engagement with relics because it is the Force next evolution of gear does not mean anything. However, I think relics are actually good for the game. It was just poor timing. There is a lot of balance happening with the game as a result of relics. What we're seeing, though, is that the initial OP characters are getting pushed a little bit farther up in terms of their power, so we're getting kind of like a bigger gap. But as you will get more characters with higher relics, things will balance out. Now, this is a long-term thing. I'm not saying this is part of the reason why I say timing, and actually their execution was probably poor. They probably should have just started with up to like relics 1 or 2, let people get up to that, then they could work on the next boost and kind of work through that, right? But they went straight up to 7, which I don't particularly like. And they made it fairly difficult for people to get, which is fine. But again, they didn't stagger the release very well up to the gears. But relics, with their stats, help to balance the game because you can see it with the meta there are a lot of different teams that are now showing up as viable. It's not just the 98 or 97% Darth Revan that we were seeing. Darth Revan is still dominant, but his dominance is going into the 80s now. And you're starting to see Padme teams. You're starting to see Grievous teams, both with 88 and Grievous leads. You're starting to see Han actually start to dominate a little bit more. So you're seeing different characters having a resurgence, and it's the OP characters, which is a fair point, that the OP characters are actually getting a little bit more OP, but a lot of the neglected characters are actually getting a bigger boost, which is starting to balance it. So you'll see this over time, I think, that relics will start to balance out the game. We just have to kind of wade through this initial power creep that relics have caused. And eventually we will get to a point where relics are almost giving a close to a little bit of a reset onto all the teams that are viable. And we'll end up starting to go through this power creep again. But right now, we're in that power creep towards a little bit of rebalancing of the game. So hopefully it's soon, and hopefully they do something to make relics a little bit more attainable for people. Or actually, I should say at least Gear 13 a little bit more attainable, because lack of Gear 13s was the problem in the beginning as to why relics were released and at a bad time, I think, for most people. So.
All right.
Scowist question: is there a kill order for the negotiator fleet of ETA, Houndstooth, and Umbaran? I'm running Millennium Falcon and won't have any negotiator fleet ready for a while.
Yeah, it's Anakin. Get him off the board.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just keep trying to kill Anakin. That's the biggest thing. You know, time your abilities. You know, you want to get Taunt off Houndstooth as quickly as possible, but depending on the order of who goes first and whatnot, you want to get Anakin off there as quickly as possible. After that, it's pretty simple. You know, you're fighting basically a Galactic Republic fleet. But
there's also an option for you guys.
Yeah, be careful of Ahsoka too when she comes in the board, because she'll really start tearing crap up as well.
But another ship that a lot of people don't think about, which actually can work against this. So one of the issues with the lineup, right, is that Houndstooth, if he has Breach, and you bring in Cassian, he's just going to gain Taunt again, right? So you're not going to be able to necessarily to take out the ETA. A potential ship you can use, you can stick it in maybe in the 4th spot, so you can still have your Phantom and your Cassian, and you can bring in like your Ghost or whatever. In your 4th spot for reinforcements, you can consider Geospy, because when Geospy comes in, he forces a taunt, and he can force the taunt on the Anakin in the case that your Breach is up, which can get you through some of these situations.
Yeah.
So consider Geospy, his reinforcement ability, as something to bring off the bench if you are struggling, because that force taunt can help you with getting through the ETA and then slowly starting to burn down that team.
That's science, fan.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Next one, Stanky question. I should have Dooku at Relic 5 within the next week. After him, who should I work on next? Jedi Knight Revan, Yoda, or Bosk? None.
Not to do it. I mean,
I'm still in the hoarding mode right now because of light side.
If you're going to take Boss, Relic 1 is fine. Grandmaster Yoda is really good. I'm not a Jedi Knight Revan. I took him up to Relic 1. I'm just like, okay.
Of those, Yoda, I think, is the best one, because he's an attacker. He gets a huge damage boost.
The stats for Boss are exponentially pretty solid. But, yeah, those would be...
I think I would just wait if you can. I mean, we're about to get a lot of new stuff coming, whether it's Lightside GOTB or even if it's
there'll be some reworks
stuff.
Yeah, episode 9, we got some reworks I still think are coming down the pipe, that starting to come this month. We're going to see some reworks happening.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get some new clones and some reworks of the Jedi, right? As we get ready for Lightside GOTB in November. So that's why I'm hoarding. You know, we still got that supposedly Malak Legendary coming sometime, so I'm really trying to be cautious about what I do with my Zetas and stuff. So, yeah.
All right. Next question, Mike Brook. Question: Relics are giving me a little freedom on working on characters I enjoy. Ahsoka Fulcrum is my personal favorite. Have you heard anyone relic her? If so, how is she?
I have not.
I believe she is. I'm double checking right now. I'm gonna check the. Let me see if I can find like the relic database, but I'm pretty sure there is a relic Ahsoka. Where's the relic report? I can't remember where it is. Filtered by that. But the reason I'm kind of mentioning that is I don't know what team she's necessarily used in. I still think her best team is probably under a CLS, but CLS teams are not super prevalent. I think she is going to be pretty good. And I'm looking at her like upgrades up to Relic 7, and she gains a lot of damage. She gains like 3,000 physical damage, and her basic damage has almost like a 3 multiplier. So she is going to be hitting quite hard with her basic abilities, actually. So I would see her working really well under a CLS team, but I haven't really seen it out in the wild, like in Arena, because it's not necessarily on a meta counter team. But I'm sure it'll be in GAC on defense and stuff.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Next question. Nathaniel Morgan, she does not suck. She's actually a really good character. The problem is that the CLS team is not dominant in Arena. It is, however, showing dominance in GAC. People are starting to put CLS on defense now more, which is kind of intriguing. But I've been seeing more CLSs on defense. But she's actually a really good character. It's just the problem is she doesn't have a very good team. Yeah. The team is where she's lacking. As a standalone character, as a plug-in, she can do a lot, and she can kind of fit in with like a plug-in play right now, but we want to find a better use for her than a plug-in play. That doesn't mean she's not good, though. Let's see. Nathaniel Morgan question: How many Ugnaughts went in favorites after realizing he gets 2 of the 3 best gear pieces for scrap at Gear 5? Also, will CG balance exchange rate or let people min-max? I think they're going to let people min-max. I think that's part of what they're trying to do in terms of getting people invested in Relics, which is kind of a nuisance, but it is what it is. So I think they are going to just let people min-max the scrap exchanges.
Right.
As for Ugnaught, I agree that there are people that probably are gearing him to get him to that gear level in order to get some of that scrap.
Yep.
So... And I think people are going to be very cautious about leveling up your next marquee character as well, even whales. So it's going to be something you have to be pretty cautious about. Just straight up leveling somebody, even if you have a lot of gear, because now gear is valuable. NR Wilson question: Where is everyone at with Negotiator? I will unlock him after the next GOTB. Yeah, I'll be unlocking him after next GOTB as well.
I will not be, but I've invested more a little bit in relics and stuff. But I'm halfway there, so I always take 15 shards and throw it to a Negotiator. So yeah, I got to get Shock T taken care of, and then I'll go back to fully into the Negotiator. But I got to get her squared away. So. Just got those 16 shards. I immediately bought those because I am so sick of farming this lady. Oh, God, I'm so sick of it.
All right, this will be the last question, I think, unless you want to do more Ranger, because I'm going to have to leave.
We can make this last question. I got to go work out and stuff.
Okay, there we go. So question from Robert Alvarez, and the question is, on my alt account, I'm farming for Jedi Knight Revan.
Good.
I have mission at 86 out of 100. T3 is at 17 out of 30. Do you think I have time with 3 refreshes a day to get them done or change focus? Don't change focus. I don't think you're going to get T3 done, though.
No.
You're not going to get T3 done in time if you're only 17 out of 30.
Unless you spend some
I don't think so.
Unless you spend some moolah.
Yeah, unless you spend money, which I'm assuming on an alt you're probably not.
No.
But I still think it's worth it for you to stay focused. You're already at this point. Darth Revan, despite any kind of meta change, is still going to be a good character. So he's still a character you're going to want on your roster. So you're going to want to finish Jedi Knight Revan. You're going to want to finish Darth Revan and then get yourself a Malik so you can get yourself that team. Stay focused. Work on your T3, M4. Yeah, you may not get him this time, though, but you're just keep pushing.
All right. And I think that does it for today. So with that, we're going to call this one done. So on behalf of myself and Finn, thank you guys for joining us today on the lunch stream. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. I will be back tonight to do some Battlefront at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow we'll be back for our lunch stream. We'll have our Wednesday night stream, the longest running live stream in the community. Anything you want to say about the ACS stuff, Finn? I pimped it earlier, but anything you want to add or anything?
No, nothing more to add.
Okay, so, and we are working on for the big 12 plus hour stream to raise. We still got a lot of money to raise, so we need your support, skewers, so we can hit that mark of 17.5. But with that, we're going to call this one done. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you didn't get anything for information, join our Discord. We got lots of places you can come hang out and talk to us, ask questions, things of that nature. Great group of people there. So, yeah. So, on behalf of myself and Finn and our guest, Fat Tony, as we did his roster review today, have a great rest of your day, and we will holler at you later. Peace out.